So, hello everybody, and here we are with an unboxing of The Dark Eye, Das Schwarze Auge, Aventuria, the card game. This is apparently the third edition, it's the German version. And it's for 1 to 5 players. It has two modes. One is the PvP dueling mode, where you have two characters, each of them has their own fighting deck. A card deck, usually with cards that you use to do damage or cards that support that, and the story mode. But at the heart is the fighting, which is unlike the Dark Eye, the role-playing game, where fighting is actually not the most important thing. Unlike, for example, Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, where you want a good battle. So they have kind of not really transported the main mechanics of the RPG, and of course you can't, because the Dark Eye is pretty much a role-playing game that is very story-driven and very immersive. There will be fighting, but it's usually very, very limited. But the way you resolve conflict, so you fight in this game, in this card game, is the same in the player versus player and the story mode. So when we open it, it actually says, please read the dueling rules first. So this is the normal adventure rules book. Or, well, not the normal one, this is the adventure rules book. Okay, so if I wanted people to read this book first, I would put it on top, but that's just me. And here we've got the Aventuria duel rules. Oh, it comes with a play mat. I think this is something for the story mode, not for the player versus player mode. It comes with no insert. It comes with chips, so life points. These are so-called fate chips. Which also feature heavily in the DSA 5th edition, TDE 5th edition role-playing game, where each character usually gets 5 and you can use them to re-roll. And it comes with 4 chits, each representing one of the iconic characters from the game. So here we've got a dwarven fighter, we've got an elf person. Usually they also have some magic. We've got a mage from Tula Media, and we've got, probably that's a rogue, an elven rogue. It comes with dice. Now in the RPG as well as in the card game, you want to roll low numbers. So when you have a value, let's say for sagacity of 14, you want to roll 14 or less on a d20. And that is why when you look at the actual dice, the Dark Eye always represents the best roll. So this would be a 1. And on the d6, because that's usually the damage that you do, the Dark Eye represents the 6. Unfortunately, these don't come in different colors, otherwise I would have used them for my role-playing game. So let's see what's in here. Of course, it's a card game, so you would expect most of the components to be cards. We'll just open. I'm just going to zoom in a little. So you can see that this one has a different back, and it actually reads Henchmen. So when I hear the word Henchmen, I automatically think of the Pathfinder adventure card game or Apocrypha. So these would be monsters, I assume. Yes, so we've got a this is, well, it's a cat. That one is, and he's not a henchman. This one is, sorry. Komm mal weg. He wants the dice. This is a goblin. What else have we got? Another goblin, Basil the Red. He's probably, is he still a henchman? Yeah. So you've got plenty of those. You've got bandits. This is too tempting. I have to turn this over. But it wouldn't be Chits and Cats if there wasn't at least one cat. So you've got the bandit. You've got you've got a warrior with a crossbow. This is a thief. Hunchback, a loyal bodyguard. A watchman. Living skeleton. Armored skeleton. Skeleton archer. Grave skeleton. Orcish bandit, orcish archer, Hooked Joe, and Basil the Red. Okay, so those are the henchmen. These are cards that it took me a while because I've also got the expansion. It took me a while to figure out what these are supposed to do. These are supposed to help you track life points. So your character has 50 life points, so 41, 49, 48, 47, 46. Now this is the most stupid way I can imagine to provide to people to count life points, because you just touch this and it basically moves. It used to come with little dials, one for each character with the character picture on it, the character portrait. But apparently, probably that was too expensive or whatnot, so they definitely decided to provide less quality in the 3rd edition. Here we've got adventure card. Here we've got cards that Leute, die nicht spielen. So apparently this is the game. People who don't play. That's the name of the adventure. So we've got 4 characters in the base game. We've got this rogue, we've got this elf, we've got this mage, and we've got this dwarf. Now each one of them comes with a personalized deck. So you can tell which deck is which because it comes with a little abbreviation here. So we have HS, we have TM, TM, that's Tulamidian Mage. Let's see if I can get this even closer. Yeah, so that's HS, and that's the... I don't really know what HS stands for, but it's probably the elf. So, the Tulamidian Mage has lots of spells, naturally. That's Strong Matrix, Good Memory, that's some form of robe, that's a spell Aeolitus, Attributo, that's an offensive spell that you use on the opposing player and get them to remove a card. So she's got plenty of spells, as you would imagine. the artwork is really great. It is also taken from the actual game. So this is a duplicatus. It's basically a spell that allows you to create mirror images of yourself, which makes it really difficult for other people to hit you. This is one of my really favorite Jinn pictures. So they have used stuff and reused stuff from the role-playing game, and I really like that because I play the role-playing game almost, well, several times a week, and it's nice to see the art being reused, because when you play a role-playing game you don't necessarily see the art because obviously you have a pen and paper. So here we've got Übungskarten and training. So these are where you basically train and where you do stuff. Here we've got the first character. That's Arbosh, son of Angrax. He's a dwarf, and that's part of his deck. So he gets lots of weapons, axes, throwing axes, a little ballista, chainmail, a helmet, an amulet, shield, a scroll. So, and here we, and also the ability to intimidate someone. So really, of course, as you would imagine, thematic cards that fit with the relevant character that you're playing. So he's a soldier, he's a warrior, so he would get lots of these types of cards. Bracers, another shield, warhammer, morning star, throwing daggers, unexpected attack, feat of strength, carousing, and gangrene. So that's Arbosh, we'll put him to the side. This is another, oh look, Orc family. This is from a very, very old adventure module from the 80s, this picture. It's a family of orcs and they're also henchmen. These are, these don't belong to anyone. This is a dark eye, which is actually wrong because that's not a dark eye. That's, well, I suppose, but it doesn't really look like one. And that's also, it's a carrot. And these are, these are not relevant for a particular character, so maybe anyone can use them. So let's open the next one. Okay, so this is a card that belongs to an adventure, and it's called Freeing Sylvana. Sylvana's Befreiung, or Freeing Sylvana, is one of the earliest role-playing modules that ever came out for the Dark Eye in the 80s. So this is Throwback Tuesday. So these are cards that deal with the actual adventure in adventure mode. Then we've got Wildenstein, which is also an adventure, and it comes in several acts. So once you have like these numbers, number 1, number 2, that's when you play a longer adventure, which comes in several acts. So this comes in Wildenstein 1, 2, and 3. So, and I don't even want to read them. Then we've got things like this. So this is a time scale, and they basically govern how difficult the relevant adventure is that you're playing. So essentially, they indicate that at certain intervals things happen. It says chance encounter at the bottom. So here you start with 7 time counters, whereas in the easy mode you start with 8. And here you get something to happen to time codes 5 and 4, whereas here it's only a time code 5, the first one. So here you have 3 rounds, but here you have only 2 rounds, and then 2 things happen consecutively. This is a reward that you get, as far as I can tell, when you play and succeed at an adventure. So it's a dagger, talisman, arrow poison, elixir of dexterity, It's a club, strong healing potion, an amulet of Boron, the god of the dead, knowledge about the undead, holy water, sacred and blessed bracelet. That is a so-called, well, it's in German it's Fledermaus, which translates as bat, but it's actually some kind of weapon. And other things that you can get. So, okay, so these that go over here. We'll put this over here as well. This is our next hero, or heroine rather. It's Lajariel Wipfelglanz, and she is an elf. And she's actually a scout, elven scout, EK, elfische Kundschafterin. Let's see what her dex brings. Well, first of all, she's an elf, so she's got a bow. She's got leather armor, leather helmet, arrow poison, healing potion, scouting. She's got a spell, lightning may smite you, fulminictus, another spell, armatrutz, it's another spell, it's a hunting trap, and healing wounds. So this is also freeing Sylvana. This is TM. I have no idea where I put freeing Sylvana. This is training. That is really strange. Okay, anyway, so we will keep doing this. So we've got freeing Sylvana, freeing Sylvana, freeing Sylvana, freeing Sylvana. Ah, yeah, so that's basically the end of it. So let's see what else we have. Oh. More henchmen. Irhalk. Now this is a demon. Shaman of Tairach. Tairach is the orcish god of death, an orc warrior. The evil handmaiden. Beach pirates. This is the frightened watchman. And these are event cards, so they're also relevant only for the adventure mode. So we will just put them aside. I don't even want to spoil them by looking at them. Spoil them for myself, obviously, because you will see them when I play the game. So I'll just put them aside. And here we've got Carolan Calavanti. So, and these are additional cards. So this is Arbosch, so they also have talents, so the stats like, let me see. So this is the deck list for each of these characters, so he can have 6 times melee, and so on and so forth. He can only have certain types, and the iconography and the color will tell you what is allowed and what isn't allowed. So you can see that he can have these really serious and very strong weapons, which he can't have because that's not what he does. He's not a fighter. And then of course they also have abilities like he's very good at sneaking, he's very good at body control, and his knowledge is okay, whereas she is very bad at sneaking, and she has very limited body control, but she's very good at convincing people, and her knowledge stat is very high at 14. So we will just now try and collect them, put them together. So this is the Elven deck. This is our Tulamidian mage, so we put these together. He goes separately, and then Let's open the last deck. Precise shot, magical ability, saving grace, bad fall, frigifaxius, which is like the ignifaxius, and you don't create fire, you create ice, magicunum, knowledge of magic, acrobatics, self-control, luck, dexterity, anatomy, balm, bad luck, long dagger. That's an interesting one. I don't even know what that does. You use it to throw a spear. Another precise shot, another hunting trap, another spell, longsword. So this is her deck. Here we've got the Murmuring Grave. So that's probably also part of an adventure. So we'll just put this aside. And now we've got our Carolan Calavanti. He's a half-elven rogue. And this is his card deck. So we've got a rapier, a longsword, throwing daggers. So, you know, a sling, short bow, gambeson, leather braces, poison, I have no idea, healing potion, danger sense, selflessness, saving grace, short shorts, topor, acrobatics, athletics, anatomy, art of war, luck, amulet of protection, carousing, vigilance, connections, fainting, mocking, pickpocketing, hidden dagger, cheating at games, and dressing up. So these are the different decks, and you essentially use them. Everybody should have the same number of cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we're missing 1. Oh, here it is. 30. See, same height and same height. So we have all that we need. When it comes to tracking life points, this of course is totally ridiculous. I don't understand who came up with this most stupid idea. I mean, you know, just give us you know, this is totally ridiculous. But, so basically in order to trace anything, I will have to use pen and paper, which is fine because it is based on a role-playing game after all. But if you are going to replace one type of asset with something else, don't make it something stupid like that, because this is a waste of resources. Nobody needs these cards. They are not even nice to look at. Nobody needs them. They are a waste of cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the dueling rules, and then I'm going to play a duel, and I am going to show you how that works. Of course, it's going to be a mock duel, because the idea is, of course, that when you duel someone, you don't know what their deck is like, because that's how opposed play, player versus player works. But it is one way for me to learn the rules, and this is also the suggested way to learn the rules. And then what we're going to do is we are going to start with one of the adventures, and I hope you will join me. So although I have the German version of the game, that doesn't mean that I will be doing the playthroughs in German. I will do them in English, and if necessary I will translate, or when necessary I will translate the card texts, but I think it's more about really the storytelling, and that I would do in English anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was the unboxing of Aventuria. Let's zoom out a little. The card game based on Das Schwarze Auge TDE, and this is the 3rd edition published by Ulysses Spiele. And I will talk to you soon. Bye!